Template lines are where we set up how we want document output to fill in and structure the content. It's also where we define variations to a given template. Let me show you what it looks like. The Merge PDF section is where we can store PDF files that we want document output to add to the PDF report, merged into a single file. This could be something like terms and conditions, return policy, or other documents. In short, any additional PDF that you want to send along with the report PDF. The three background PDF menus are used to upload PDF files that contain background graphics, watermarks, stationaries, or anything of that nature that can be applied to either the first page, middle pages, or last page, respectively, of the attached PDF document. On the template line itself is where we can start to make different variations of the email that we need to send out. The first two columns house the fields used to let the solution know which variant to apply to whichever email is about to be generated, based either on language code, variant field, or dimension. It is even possible to have a combination of language code and one of the other. The remaining fields are used for specifying the settings that deviate from the settings for the default template. Let's have a look at a few of them. The file name and combined docs file name field is where we enter the name that we want the attached file to have. As you can see, the use of merge fields is possible here also. In this case, the merge field for document number is used. The way we can check this is by opening the merge field list. This is the list of all available merge fields for this particular template. The from email address can be used to set a static sender on the emails generated with this template line. In another field, provisions are made for adding a password that is different from the one set in the General tab. Or, if none are set at all, one can be set here for this particular template line. There's also a filter that can be applied to the header and line attachments for the document being emailed. And as can be seen, there are many other settings that we can use to build very specific variants of the email message and tailor them to each specific recipient. Let's go have a look at the email template editor. On the top, we see the General tab with its informational fields that tell us whether the template line has been enabled, is associated with a language code, or represents a specific variant. On the subject line, we see the merge field that I mentioned when we looked at the email itself. The editor looks and feels very much like a classic HTML editor and offers many of the same basic functions and features. It even supports a code editor for HTML to build highly advanced email messages. In the example shown, we see the cell-to-contact merge field used, a few lines of static text, and finally, the elements that make up the bulk of the content in the email. These work in much the same way that merge fields do, but instead of fetching data from a database field, they merge it from subtemplates. In this case, the SIG default and the SIG advertise that can be seen here in the fact box underneath the merge field fact box. Let's take a look at the SIG default first. Here it is clearly visible just how much merge field can be used. This entire signature is almost exclusively built from merge fields pulling in text, numbers, and images. On the right, we find our familiar fact box, giving us quick and easy access to information about the fields that we are able to merge into the editor. We'll just have a short peek at the SIG advertise just for good measure. In this one, we would typically drop graphics such as banners or other promotional images, content that we like to manage and maintain separately from the main signature. Here, we would also typically use the ability to set a time frame in which we want the signature to be used in emails, such as special offers, seasonal greetings, or other time-limited information that we need to include. This was a short introduction to the document output template structure and how it can be wielded as a powerful tool to project exactly the corporate image and profile that you have envisioned. Next thing you might want to try could be a setup that uses dimensions to distribute emails in different variants. And this is exactly the topic of our next chapter in this video series. Thank you for watching.